Hello everyone and welcome to Soul Ascension Tarot. My name is Whitney and I'm an intuitive tarot reader. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at how the divine sees your person. I think this is going to be a really interesting reading. I have all of the oracle cards already pulled and will also shuffle some tarot cards on camera. I have 3 piles, as you can see. If you need to, you can pause this video to allow your intuition time to guide you to a pile. I have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. If you enjoy your reading, I invite you to like and share this video and also subscribe because I try to upload 3 days out of the week. If you have any suggestions for video ideas or topics you'd like me to cover, I invite you to put those down below in the comments, and I may potentially get to one of those questions or topics in the near future. As always, I want you to use your own discernment when listening to these messages. I never want you to force a message to resonate with you if it doesn't, so please only take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. Keep in mind that this is a collective message, so everything may not resonate with you, and that's okay. I'm channeling messages for I don't know how many people, so everything that comes through may not be for you, but that's okay. Also, I'm currently not taking personal readings at this time, so please don't be scammed by anyone who may pretend to be me offering readings to you. I'm not really sure when I'm going to open myself up again to personal readings. I stopped doing them last year because I had a lot of things going on in my life. I'm hoping that maybe like in early 2024 I can potentially go about doing personal readings again. I'm not really sure how I want to do them. I used to do them through email and also Instagram. But yeah, I'm not really sure how I want to start doing that, but I am setting the intention that in early 2024, I will start taking personal readings again. But yeah, I think that's all I have for the intro. Let's go ahead and get started with the readings. Hello, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. I have here all of your oracle cards, but I think I want to pull tarot cards first and see what messages come through with those. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna pull as many cards as I feel like I need to, and then I'll give you your message. So, okay, you have King of Cups, Knight of Rods, you have 3 of Wands, or 3 of Sticks, Ace of Cups, what is this, and 6 of Pentacles. I'm gonna pull 2 more. Then the Moon and Queen of Rods. Okay, so how does Spirit see your connection with this person, or how do they see this person that you're maybe in connection with? I feel the way that Spirit currently sees your person is it kind of one of the first things that's coming through to me is it feels like your person is currently at an impasse, and by that it kind of means that this person is they're not moving. I'm kind of getting the sense that this could be that they're not moving towards you at this time, or they're just not moving in life in general. because I feel like from your person, they are currently in the process of figuring themselves out, figuring out what it is that they want out of life. I feel like they are currently trying to find some kind of direction. And I'm also hearing too that I feel like from your person, I feel like they are currently giving too much of themselves away at this time. Like it could be that they are giving too much of themselves away to you, or maybe to other people, or just certain situations. And I feel like for your person, I feel like the divine is kind of like seeing your person as like distracting themselves, and that's why they're not able to like move forward with this connection. I'm actually getting with the moon and also the queen of rods. I feel like this is kind of your energy, because I'm hearing from spirit that they can kind of like sense your, I don't know, I'm getting that there is a little bit of fear and a little bit of uncertainty coming from your side. I mean, it could be your energy, but it could be also your person. So, you know, kind of fit this message how it resonates. But I am getting the sense that there is some insecurity within like yourself in regards to this connection. I feel like you're kind of like trying to figure out where exactly your person's heart lies, and I feel like with your cards, it doesn't feel like they necessarily have a clear direction when it comes to their feelings, most particularly like their feelings about you at this time. And I don't see that as a bad thing. I just feel like currently your person is just trying to figure out what it is that they want and where they want to go. I don't know. I kind of getting the energy like from your person that they're kind of like just going with the flow. Like they're not really trying to control the situation or dictate where it goes. I'm hearing like if you kind of want things to move in the direction that you like, I feel like you might have to be the like I am getting that too. Like I don't know, maybe the reason why you're so uncertain about this person is because I'm kind of seeing like you having to initiate all the conversation. Like maybe you're the one texting first, or you're the one always suggesting that y'all should hang out or do things together. And I feel like you might be questioning on whether or not this person is, you know, devoted to you or serious about this connection, because you're the one that's having to put in all the effort. And I don't think that this person isn't interested in you. It's just that this person just doesn't know what they want to do or what direction they want to take. I am getting the energy though that they do want to make some type of offer, but I don't know. It's something about the offer that they are making to you. It feels very shallow and it feels very surface level. So I don't know like at what stage you are currently with this person, but because I am getting this desire that there is some depth to this connection, but it doesn't feel very deep. I'm also getting the message too that like from your person, like they kind of just, I don't know. I'm getting like the message of like them kind of like doing the bare minimum to keep you, which it doesn't sound like very nice, but that's just what I'm hearing. But I feel like with your tarot cards, we're getting more so like basically like what's going on in this connection. I'm trying to also see like how does the divine see your person specifically and also this connection. I feel like I'm hearing from spirit that they see your person as a kind of like a free spirit and like a wanderer. Like, because I feel like, because describing your connection, it sounds like it's a bad thing, but I don't see spirit seeing your person as a bad thing. I kind of feel like your person is like a wanderer by nature. Like, that is basically their purpose. They're supposed to, like, I don't know, be a little bit impulsive. They're not meant to, like, settle down at this time. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I'm getting the energy that maybe your person is still very young, because there is, like, this energy that they haven't fully matured yet, because there is just this energy of them just, like, seeing where life takes them or where they can go potentially. And I am getting the energy like you guys are a little bit more mature than your person. And I'm also hearing too, like, you, like, the person that's coming through, like, the most clearly in this reading, I feel that you're kind of, like, wondering about them. Like, I feel like you might have your heart or your mind set on them, like this is the person that you prefer. But I'm also getting the sense that there might be another person that you might be wondering about, but they're not getting your full attention. Like, I feel like you want the person that I'm mostly, like, talking about in this reading, but I just get the sense that there's also another person, and I feel like you might be questioning whether or not this person is worth your time or not. Because I'm more so seeing, like, what you're wanting is, like, for your person to be this King of Cups, but for the most part, I'm kind of sensing that your person is mostly this Knight of Rods. I'm also getting too, like, your person might give off, like, on the outside, they seem like the King of Cups. Like, they seem very romantic, very in tune with their feelings. They might make you feel a lot of feelings. Like, take that, like, I'm hearing, like, take that, like, however you want to take it, because I'm not trying to, like, elaborate on that, but I don't know, like, they're very central people is what I'm hearing, and, like, on the outside, but, like, on the inside, there's not a lot of depth. I don't know, I'm also hearing, too, that your person might kind of be stuck in the past a little bit too. Like, they're not able to move forward with you in this connection at this time because they're, I don't know, like, they might be too preoccupied with whatever happened in the past. And I'm not saying, like, that it has anything to do with you, but whatever situation they went through in the past, I'm seeing that there's still some residual energy from that. I don't know, like, from, like, the main thing I'm picking up from your person is it kind of feels like they are trying to find their footing. I'm hearing that they're trying to find out what it is that they want out of life, and I'm seeing, like, your spirit guides kind of, like, see them as not really trying to settle down anywhere or with anyone at this time. But yeah, let's go ahead and start taking a look at your oracle cards. So you have the Mask and the Lover. So with the Mask, I'm seeing that your person, it kind of seems like, okay, so I did kind of talk about that with, like, the King of Cups and the Knight of Rods. It feels like your person has, like, two different sides to them. I'm also picking up that it might seem like they are hot and cold. Like, one minute they're really into you and maybe they're, like, texting you all the time or calling you all the time or wanting to see you all the time, and then the next minute there is nothing. They're just blank. You can't get anything out of them. You can't get any emotion out of them. You're not really sure exactly how they're feeling. And honestly, I feel like from this person, the reason for that is because of where they currently are in life. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like they are trying to, like, it's just that, like, they're just trying to figure out, like, who and what they are and where do they want to be. And, like, when they're in this phases where they're, like, I don't know, they might be suffering from, like, like, some type of identity crisis where they're not really sure who they are. And when they're in this phase, that's kind of like when they retreat. With the Lover, I'm literally hearing, like, your spirit guides kind of see them as a lover. Like, I don't know, it's something about them that they're meant to, like, spread their love with the world, if you catch what I'm saying. Because with this Swan card, I'm kind of seeing, it's like like I'm hearing like they're not what they initially seem like, or everything is, I'm hearing it's everything isn't what it, like, hold on, how am I trying to say this? Everything isn't what it always seems. And I feel like with that, I feel like, I don't know, you might kind of like take what they're giving you or take what they're not giving you, and you might come up with your own assumptions and get carried away with them. Because with the Lover card, I'm hearing the message that like it's not always what it seems like. So keep in mind that this is a collective message, so I am picking up on different messages for everyone. But for some of you, I feel like you might be dealing with someone that has like you might be dealing with someone who honestly might have like a secret life. Like I said, I don't feel like your person is in the energy currently of trying to settle down or anything like that. And I do get the message that they are literally the lover, and there's like, I don't know, like I feel like your spirit guides see them as like spreading their love, and I don't see that as like a bad thing. I feel like the spirit is kind of like just saying it like as a fact, like this person is a lover, like they're meant to spread love. And honestly, there might be people out there in the world who aren't meant to like settle down and have a like a conventional type of relationship. Like some people aren't meant to be in monogamous relationships, and that, I mean, I feel like, you know, I mean, I don't know if that's personally for me. I don't know if that's something that you'd be into, but I feel like for your person, like I feel like they're like multifaceted. And yeah, I don't know, like I'm seeing maybe some of your first people might be like a Gemini, because they have like this bad reputation of being like, I don't know, two-faced, and like for everybody, like I've heard like things like that about like, especially with like Gemini men, where like they're, I don't know, but I'm a Gemini woman, but, and I don't really agree with that too much. But yeah, it's just, for some of you, I feel like you are dealing with someone who is now, I don't want to say, like, I'm gonna say it because that's how I'm hearing it, but the way that I'm hearing it, it kind of sounds bad. But what's coming through is like your spirit is kind of like describing your person as like for everyone, like their love is meant for everyone. Like they're not meant to just keep their love with one person. And it's weird because with the swan, I'm not sure, but I think I heard somewhere that swans, like, are they like one of those animals that pick one mate and they just have that mate for the rest of their life? I'm not really sure. But like for those of you who are like, who have that connection where like their person is like for everyone, I feel like that's only for a few people. For others of you, I feel like from your person that they are kind of meant to be your person, or they do have feelings for you. Especially with this Mass card, I feel like for some of you, like they have feelings for you that they don't necessarily make known, or they don't show it or express it, especially because everyone has like, you know, different love languages and a different way of expressing and sharing their love. So for some of you, your person just might be expressing their love for you in their own way, in a way that feels comfortable to you. But for you, you might not be able to perceive it as love because it's not necessarily your love language. But for some of you, I feel like your person does have like some type of feelings for you that they aren't really showing. And I feel like for them, it's because I don't know, I feel like because of where they currently are in life, they're not necessarily, they don't feel like they are necessarily in a space where they can kind of like commit or settle down. Because I feel like a lot of times, especially if you're a woman and you're in a relationship with a man, like I've seen this with my friends where they like kind of get a little bit upset if their person isn't like constantly texting or calling them or something like that. But one thing I've noticed, like, because I'm currently not dating, but I kind of see myself as a person that kind of like, I don't know, observes people like relationships and just people in general. One thing that I've noticed about men is when their life isn't together, when their life isn't right, like especially like with their finances and stuff, if their money isn't right, they kind of like put a lot of their self-worth in that, and so they don't feel like when their life isn't situated the way that they want, they don't feel deserving of a connection until they are able to get themselves together. So if you feel like your person is hot and cold, it's most likely because they have like stuff going on in their life, and they're not, they don't have, it's not that they don't like you, it's just that they don't have the emotional capacity to kind of like fulfill your wants and desires, so you're not feeling insecure within this connection. And then the next card you have is Syrians A, artistic integrity and honesty. And then you have Venetians, romance, soulmates, empathy. Okay, so for some of you, I do feel like for your person in you, I feel like I keep saying your spirit guides, but this is just like spirit in general. I feel like spirit kind of sees you as, I feel like you guys are soulmates, and I know that kind of sounds weird to hear. Like I don't know, like I talk about this all the time, like I'm not really sure how I feel about twin flames and soulmates. I personally believe that soulmates can be like romantic, they can be platonic, they could be between a parent and a child. It can be between a person and an animal. And I don't believe like soulmates are supposed to like stay in our lives forever. It doesn't necessarily mean that, but I feel like for you and your person, I feel like spirit kind of sees you like as like near perfect counterparts for each other. I don't know, I feel like maybe like how I feel like maybe you are meant to kind of like help your person kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I'm seeing like you helping your person, like I'm hearing like contain their emotions, or like I'm hearing like also manifest their emotions, but I don't think those are the right words. But it's like, it's kind of like how like sometimes when you have a hard time putting your feelings and emotions into words or like expressing them, I feel like with you and your person, I feel like you are in their life to help show them how to do so. And I feel like the way for this, the way to help them is through, of course, like the obvious thing, which is like communication. I feel like from your person, I feel like they're very like I feel like your person is very like straightforward with you. Like if they're busy, like I feel like they're the type to tell you or let you know that they're busy. And I feel like for some of you, like I feel like the issue is like, honestly, it's probably your own assumptions. Like you assume like maybe your person is up to no good. You might assume that your person is like messing around or maybe talking to other people or dealing with other people. And I don't know, I just don't feel like your person is that type. I feel like your person is kind of like, well, not kind of, but like mostly honest and very straightforward with you. Like I feel like if your person wanted to talk to other people, I feel like they would let you know, they would tell you. And I feel like if, it's the same is true for if they're not telling you. If they're not telling you that they're talking to somewhere else, if they're not making it known that they're dealing with anyone else, then that's the truth. Like, I don't know. I feel like you kind of like have to accept that as truth. And I feel like for you, it's important that you kind of like communicate with your person that sometimes you're not sure how you feel, and you need them to maybe clarify how they feel a little bit more, or communicate that a little bit more. But I feel like also, because I'm seeing like your person is very honest. Like, I feel like if your person did not like you or didn't have some type of feelings for you, I feel like you would know. Like, they just wouldn't deal with you. And I feel like because they have so much in their life going on, the fact that they do try to make some time for you, the fact that they do try to reach out, and even though they do have these moments where they kind of like go dark, or they go cold, or maybe they I don't know, they don't communicate with you for a while, the fact that they do come back, the fact that they do eventually reach out to you, I feel like for your person that that's their way of showing you that they do have some type of feelings, or they, and I feel like, of course, like, this can be like taken as a toxic way, and it's up for you to decide like if you're into that, if you're okay with that. But again, I just feel like your person is they're very like honest, and if they didn't like you, they just would not communicate with you. They wouldn't put any effort or energy into this connection. It's just right now they don't have the energetic capacity to kind of deepen things or move things even further, or like have that conversation of like, what are we? Because I feel like your person is still trying, they're still in a space where they're just trying to figure themselves out and figure out their life in general. So the next card you have is Judgment. I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. Blame. I accept responsibility for my well-being. And Pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. Okay, your message is kind of weird, because my intentions for this reading was to get some insight into how spirit sees your person, but the way that this message I feel like is coming through is, it kind of feels like for example, like if your person was to talk to spirit and communicate to spirit like about this connection, like this is what spirit would tell you about what your person is telling it. I don't know, I feel like with this Judgment card, like, you might have a tendency to judge your person. You might have the tendency to accuse your person. And to be honest, I feel like from your person, like, this kind of creates a lot of frustration, because I do feel like your person does have like some type of emotion towards you. And I don't know, I just feel like your person like kind of gets frustrated with themselves, because they're not really sure like what else can they do. Like, I feel like right now they just don't have the capacity to give you the love and attention or affection that you are desiring at this time. And you, of course, like, you're your own person, and if you do desire more, then you have the right to find it elsewhere. You do not have to stay in this connection if you're not getting exactly what it is that you want. But if you want to stay in this connection, then it's going to require that you have some patience with your person while they are figuring themselves out. And of course, you don't have to if you don't want to. The choice is yours. I do believe also that your person, they do have like a lot of pride as well, and by that I feel like I don't know, I feel like they have a hard time kind of like putting their pride to the side. And I feel like that's what creates like this time, like these moments where they kind of like maybe ghost you, or they cut off communication, or the communication is lacking within this connection, because I feel like they have too much pride to tell you or express to you that they just simply have a lot going on, and they may be struggling, whether it's mentally or like emotionally or something like that. I feel like they just have too much pride. to kind of like express that or share that with you. So like for them, like the solution to that, when they have a lot going on in their life, their solution is to kind of like cut off communication or like self-isolate and just deal with their stuff on their own in private. And I feel like you might kind of like internalize that, and like you're like, is it me? Like, did I do something? Do they not like me? And I don't think that's the case. And I feel like it's kind of like vice versa, like you're like y'all are both kind of blaming each other for like why this connection isn't like moving, or it doesn't have like some type of direction. So moving into your last set of cards, you have Alchemist, and I'm going to read both the light attribute and the shadow attribute. And it says transformation of base motives and goals into golden wisdom. Shadow attribute, misuse of the power and I cannot read today. Shadow attribute, misuse of the power and knowledge that come through spiritual practice. And then you have athlete, light attributes, dedication to transcending physical limits, including handicaps, development of personal willpower, and strength of spirit. And it says shadow attributes, misuse of athletic ability for selfish ends, false sense of vulnerability and entitlement. And then you have child wounded, light attributes, awakens compassion and desire to serve others. Wounded children opens the learning path of forgiveness. Shadow attributes, blames all dysfunctional relationships on childhood wounds, resists moving on through forgiveness. Okay, one of the first things that came through is, I feel like with this Alchemist card, I feel like your person currently doesn't have the ability to move this connection forward. They don't know how to, like, I'm kind of like seeing how like maybe like, for example, like this connection maybe started off as like a friends with benefits situation or like some type of situationship, and I feel like your person, like through something like being like may have started off as something shallow, and like over time your person may have developed feelings for you or like felt connected to you, because obviously like through sexual encounters we do create soul ties with people. But I feel like your person doesn't know how to transmute the feelings that they have for you into something real, into like an actual connection. And kind of going back to this pride card, I feel like your person is very prideful. Like they don't want to, like, I don't know. It's like their pride is getting in the way of them expressing themselves emotionally. And then with child wounded, I feel like this might be like the result of their childhood. I feel like maybe growing up they didn't have like an example. They didn't get to see an example of healthy relationships. They weren't taught they weren't taught emotional like maturity. Like they weren't like taught like these skills on how to like communicate and basically operate in relationships. And I don't know, I feel like currently your person, instead of trying to work on this, and again, like I'm saying, like they might just be dealing with a lot in their life right now, so maybe that like again that's why they're choosing not to work on this. But I am seeing that there is a need for them to kind of like, they need to build these skills and like learn how to be in like not even a relationship, but I'm saying a partnership, because a partnership is working with the person that you're with in order to help grow this connection. And I don't know if there's anything you can do to help this person, I mean, except for like maybe communicating with this person. But again, I don't know if this person knows how to communicate. And honestly, I'm hearing that like if you did try to communicate what it is that you need or want out of this connection, I feel like they might take offense to that. They might see you as like, I don't know, putting the blame on them or something like that. But I don't know, I just get the energy like they'll see it as like it'll wound their ego basically, and they're not gonna like appreciate that. But with this athlete card, I'm actually hearing that they see you as a prize, or like something that they can like win over, which is like kind of weird. I'm also hearing too that the only thing that is going to help this person change is, I feel like first they have to kind of like, I feel like what they need to do is they just need to kind of like see like how their actions are impacting other people and also impacting themselves, because I feel like I feel like they have to learn that they're not going to get what it is that they want out of life by being the same, or staying committed to how they are, staying committed to their wounds, staying committed to their shadow. I don't know if there's anything that you guys can do to change this person, because I feel like first this person has to want to change. But I think that's all I'm saying for you, pile number one. I really hope this message resonated with you, or you were able to take something from it. I'm currently not taking personal readings at this time, so if you'd like to support me, my work, and my channel, you can do so by simply liking this video or sharing it with anyone you think may benefit from this reading. I would also appreciate it if you subscribe, because I do upload 3 times a week, and so subscribing will help so that you don't miss out on any of those readings. I would also appreciate it if you left me in the comments any suggestions for future readings or pick a cards, any topics that you might want me to cover. I'd be open to maybe doing readings on them in the next weeks or so. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future reading. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your readings. Hello, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. I have all of your oracle cards, and I'm going to set these to the side because first I want to pull some tarot cards and get some messages from that first before we look into your oracle cards. I'm actually just going to like shuffle and see what comes out. I'm not going to like say anything until I feel like all of your cards came out. So you have Page of Pentacles, Four of Wands, or Sticks, the Hermit, Ace of Swords, you have, what is this? I think 6 of Wands. And then Strength. Your message is kind of interesting because I'm actually not picking up on anything like love related or like relationship related, and I honestly think it's coming from your person. I'm not saying that your person doesn't have any like feelings for you or anything like that, but in pile number 1 I did get a lot of messages about like the dynamics of that relationship, but with this pile I am mostly seeing like the original intention that I set out with this reading was to describe the person that you have on your mind, or describe your person. I feel like from the energy that I'm getting, like your person is like that type that like, I don't know, like they have their head down and they're just committed to their work and basically getting everything that they want out of life. And I feel like that's why I'm not getting a whole lot of messages about some type of relationship or anything like that. I feel like honestly your person would probably put relationships to the side until they get exactly what it is that they want out of life. I'm also hearing too, like with like the four of sticks, because that can also, like, usually when it's upright, it can symbolize a marriage or some type of celebration. I'm hearing like from like when it comes to your connection, like I feel like your person would definitely like put off getting married to you until they reach a certain milestone, like in their career or in their life in general. I also feel like your person is the type to like kind of like cut off any type of communication when they're not happy with themselves. And I said this in like pile number one, but because their person was kind of like in a similar energy where they were like hot and cold. But I told them like I don't know, I'm currently not in a relationship and I haven't been one in a while. But I have like, I don't know, I consider myself like an observer of people, and I observe people in relationships. And one thing that I've noticed, especially in relationships where it's like a man and a woman, a lot of the times women have like this tendency to kind of like internalize when a man is in like communicating with her or like trying to move things forward, or like when he like randomly ghosts. But I've noticed like with men, when their money isn't right or when their life isn't the way that they want it to be, they have a tendency to self-isolate and kind of like just focus on that. Like, because with men, I noticed like they put a lot of their worth in the things that they have in their money, even though a lot of men, they also complain like women are like gold diggers and only want them for their money. But it's like they're the ones who put their sense of self-worth and value into that. And I feel like for your person that this is kind of like the energy they're in, where I don't know, I don't feel like they're necessarily trying to chase money, but it's more so that they're trying to chase like their own fulfillment and their own happiness. I feel like for some of your people are trying to kind of like they're mostly focused on like their overall fulfillment in their life. And I am hearing though that for how they see you, they do see you as a part of that. They do see you as a part of their vision for like what they want their life to be. I feel too like with the strength card, I kind of see this as like your energy a little bit, where you're able to kind of like tame your person a little bit. Like your person might have the tendency to get a little bit carried away, especially with work and trying to achieve what it is that they're trying to achieve. And I feel like you have the energy to kind of like reel your person in a little bit and kind of take them out of that space where they're just trying to find achievement. I do feel like your person, like I do feel like they do have like the potential to kind of like self-isolate, and I don't feel like that's something that they want. I do feel that they, like from your spirit guides, I feel like this is coming from them. I feel like they could potentially like push you away if they continue the way that they are. Because I'm kind of like seeing you kind of like at times having to put yourself, like literally like place yourself in front of your person for them to acknowledge you and see you. I do see like if they was to lose you, it would kind of like hurt them, because again, I feel like they have this desire to have it all. They want that career, they want to have that purpose. I'm seeing like your person actually doesn't desire to kind of like I don't see them trying to work a regular job. I feel like they're trying to build some type of empire. They're trying to create, like live a creative life also. Like I don't see your person like working some type of like normal job. I see them as like, I don't know, like they're following their divine purpose. But I feel like they might have a tendency to kind of neglect their personal relationships in pursuit of that. And they are at risk, I feel like, of losing you and like the people that's important to them, because there is like this lack of communication. Like I feel like your person needs to kind of like refocus and like reprioritize like what's most important to them. I feel like what your person needs to realize is that they can have it all, but it's just that they need to find a better balance. But yeah, let's go ahead and start taking a look at your oracle cards. So you have the Mystic and the Father. Okay. For some of you, I'm hearing that your person, like the energy that I'm getting is it feels like they are some type of leader in some respect. I feel like your person, like, and this is weird because I don't see a lot of this, especially if your person is a masculine. I don't see a lot of masculine energies in regards to like spirituality and basically having a strong connection with source and basically allowing the divine to guide them, like when it comes to their life journey. And because I am getting like the energy from spirit that your person is very close and has a very strong connection with spirit and or with source or whatever, and they're basically they're trying to walk, I'm hearing they're trying to walk a path or align their path with source in a way. And that's weird because I've never seen that type of message in a relationship, any type of relationship type reading before. I'm also seeing with the Mystic too, like your person might be in school, or because I am getting the message that they might be studying something, and that's another thing that they might get distracted by is like their studies. I don't know if they're in school or something, but I'm getting the energy like your person is the type to like they're always wanting to learn something new. Like they're the type of person to go and get like their, not just like stay, like they're not like content with getting just their bachelor's or their master's. Like they want to get their PhDs. They want to like, and they don't want to just like stick to one major. Like they want to, like, I don't know, I'm getting the message like this is someone who is always in school. They are always in their books. They are always learning something new. And I feel like they're using this knowledge to kind of like advance themselves in some type of way. I'm also getting the message too, like you're with the Father card, like I don't know, I'm getting the message that your person might be a teacher or a leader in some type of way, or they are just like highly influential. And I feel like with all of this going on in their life, I feel like again that's another reason why they kind of like maybe they might be neglecting the connection that they have with you, or it could just be like because they have so many things like taking up their time and attention. I feel like at the end of the day your person just wants to retreat and get away from the world and from everyone. And I feel like again that's leaving like an impact, or it's having some type of impact on this connection. And I didn't read from the guidebook for pile number 1, so I'm sorry if you watch that pile, but I do feel like I want to get the guidebook out because I'm feeling called like to read from the Father card for some reason. And I think if I'm going to read from it, I might as well read for the Mystic as well. Okay, so the first one I found was the Mystic, so I guess we'll read that one first. Again, I'm sorry, pile number 1, if you're still here. I didn't read for you, but I don't know if I'm gonna read for pile number 3 either, so you guys might be special. I don't know. I just felt really called to read for the Father, and I just decided I'm just gonna do the Mystic as well. So it says, the Mystic is often misunderstood in our culture, depicted as a wandering or lighthearted daydreamer. Yet, like Shiva, the true mystic plays a critical role in society, remaining fearlessly dedicated to the path of transformation. In order to save the earth from darkness, Shiva swallows the poison of the world and holds it in his throat, slowly transmuting the liquid into nectar. This is the work of the mystic. They do not fear darkness, but rather sit in the presence of it, harness the potential and latent energy behind it, and embed it with light. They are patient and prudent change makers, seeking growth above all else. Unanswerable questions are the mystic's lifeblood. The mystic revels in mystery and the great riddle of life, dancing with the forces of light and dark upon its wings. And let me see if I can find the Father. Okay, so I found the Father, and we'll just read from that too. Alongside the Mother, the Father resides in the central axis of the archetypical, yeah, I don't know. Okay. Alongside the Mother, the Father resides in the central axis of the archetypal family. The Father embodies both light and dark aspects of the masculine, thus he is infinitely dynamic and complex. His energy is strong and regal, embodying such virtues as honesty, wisdom, and loyalty. Yet, ironically and simultaneously, the Father is often absent, literally or emotionally. Through absence or action, the Father eventually reveals that he is neither a king nor a god, but a human being with many flaws and wounds. He is both a guardian and one who leads us to the wolves. Here yet gone, the champion and the failure. The Father can never resolve or escape this duality. It is inherent in the archetype itself. Witnessing the Father's limitations allows the child to grow beyond the family and into the world. Okay, that's interesting. So yeah, for some of you, I feel like your person, they might be at times absent. I think I did say that earlier in your reading, where they might have a tendency to kind of like disappear at times. And I feel like with the mystic that they have a tendency to kind of like get lost in their studies, or like, I don't know, maybe like, again, I feel like they might be into like esoteric stuff, and they might kind of, instead of like spending time with you, like they might get deeply into that and get sucked up into the wormhole, because there is so much information out there. And I just get the sense that like your person just wants to kind of like, they want to know everything that there is out there. It's kind of like the energies like of there's only so many books you can read in your lifetime. There's only so much knowledge that you can obtain in this lifetime, and I feel like your person is the type, like they want to know it all, they want to read it all, and they're not gonna be content unless they get close to that. The next card you have is Tall Whites, Uncertainty, Distrust, Guarded. And then you also have Mantis Beings, Enigma, Elusive, and Sensitive. It's funny because with these cards, I kind of see, well, for one, your person, I don't know, I kind of see them as like maybe like really tall and like lanky and like maybe pale. I kind of like see them as like someone who kind of like kind of hides in a dark room with their books, or like hides in the basement, like searching the deep dark web or something like that for like conspiracy theories. And then like when they come out, it's like they look like kind of like little mantises, like human mantises. Like their clothes might be too big for them. Their pupils are like dilated and like huge, because their eyes are probably tired or something like that, because they've just been like absorbing all that blue light from their phones or computers, or they're just reading their books and all that stuff. But I feel like for your person that there might be they're hard to get a hold of, they're hard to get in touch with. And I feel like, kind of like going back to like this strength card where I see your energy, I feel like you are the only person that is able to kind of like pull your person away from like their work or their interests or their, whatever it is that they are absorbed into. And I feel like maybe you are involved with a person that people kind of question, like, like how did you get them? Like how did you pull them out of, you know, whatever abyss that they are stuck in? Like how did you connect with them? I feel like a lot of other people who have maybe tried have had a hard time, because I'm just getting the sense like your person is hard to get in touch with. So it's like people are like, how did you create some type of romantic connection with this person? Because they are so hard to get in touch with, and I feel like you guys just managed to do so somehow. Like I feel like I'm also hearing like a different language. I don't know. Like I feel like you and your person just have like a different communication style that only the two of you know, and it's just like between the both of you. It's also giving me like the energy of like you and your person are like the opposites, where I feel like you might be more extroverted and your person might be very introverted, because I'm also getting like the kind of like the vision of like if you and your person was to like go out somewhere like to eat, like, and if the waitress came to your table and was like, what do you guys want, like you can kind of like look at your person and just like pick up on what it is that they want. Like they probably won't say anything, but you'll know exactly what it is that they want and what to order. And yeah, it's just like your person is like more reclusive, where you might be more, I don't know what the opposite word of reclusive would be, but yeah, it's just like the energy of like you guys are just like, I don't know, like y'all are like the same but different. And also with like this mantis beings, it's kind of like going back to like what I said earlier, where your person kind of like hides away. I feel like people don't really see your person, and it's weird because I did say with the father card, like your person is seen as like a leader in some way, and I do mean that, but it's weird because it's like people rarely see your person, but I just feel like they have some type of influence on people. I don't know why it's making me think of like who, I think it's like Steve Jobs, and how the creator of Apple, and I don't really know like what his like social media presence or anything was like, but I believe he was like the type of person who would like kind of like, was he a recluse? Like I don't know, I think it was like one of these people, like one of these big tech people. They were like considered like recluses, and like they came up with like this huge innovative changes, and they only came out when like Steve Jobs only came out or something when he was ready to kind of give a talk on like one of his new projects or something like that, and then he would go back into his own little bubble and I guess work and like brainstorm and stuff like that. And that's kind of like the energy that I'm getting from your person. The next card you have is imagination. I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Then you have patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. And then success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Okay, so with that, I feel like the way that your spirit, well, no, I don't know, I keep saying that your spirit gets, the way that spirit sees your person is I do feel that they kind of like wish your person would kind of, I don't know, like spend more time and energy into their like personal relationships, and of course into you, because I'm getting the message that like success isn't everything, and I feel like the reason why your person is so obsessed, because kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, where there's like only so much knowledge and so much like books we can read in one lifetime, I feel like your person is very impatient, and they kind of like want to know it, like they just want to know every single thing right now at this moment. Like they don't want to wait, they don't want to wait for their success, they want to make their success happen now. And I'm seeing like they kind of like have the no matter what mentality, where like I feel like they might, you know, sacrifice eating, they might sacrifice sleeping, and like that's why they kind of like, I don't know, I did get like maybe their appearance where they're scrawny and very lanky and like pale and stuff, because I do feel like for some of them that they might even like neglect their health at times in order to bring their vision to life. Like, I feel like they are very innovative. Kind of like what I said with like Steve Jobs. Maybe they're in that type of job or career or something like that. But I did say that earlier, where I don't think that they're in some type of like regular 9 to 5. I feel like they are in the process of creating something for themselves. Like, they could be a business owner, and at this current point in time, they're like sacrificing a lot of themselves and their like personal needs and their social needs, and the like, with the hope that they'll make something, make their vision come to life, basically. And I feel like what Spirit wants them to know, or how Spirit sees them, is that they wish that your person would kind of like, slow down and realize that, their success will come, and it doesn't necessarily have to come with so many sacrifices. Okay, so let's go ahead and move into the last set of cards that you guys have. And you have Exorcist, and I'm going to just read from the light attribute and also the shadow attribute. And it says, freeing yourself and others of destructive impulses. In shadow attribute, fear facing your own demons. Then you have Engineer, light attributes, ability to give creative energy, a practical expression, talent for designing resolutions to common dilemmas. Shadow attribute, reliance on mechanistic solutions without regard for emotional consequences. And then you have Rescuer, light attributes, provides a strength and support to others in crisis, acts out of love with no expectation of reward. Shadow attributes, assume that the rescued will reciprocate, keeps the rescued one needy. Okay, this is actually kind of interesting because I feel like your person might literally be an engineer. I'm not really sure what engineers do. I think they like, I don't know, build stuff. But yeah, I feel like your person might be like work as an engineer, or they might engineer like something super cool and like creative. But the energy I'm also getting from your person is, I feel like they might have a different way of like approaching connections. Like I said earlier, like at the beginning of your reading, I feel like your person does see you as like a part of their life fulfillment. They do see you as someone they want to be with and maybe even marry. But I feel like they're very like analytical when it comes to their connections. And I feel like this is something that Spirit kind of wants them to shift a little bit, because they are very like logical people, and they're like for example, like they might be like, yeah, I can see myself settling down with pile number 2 because like it just makes sense. Like it just makes analytical sense that I would marry them. It makes like financial sense and stuff like that, but they're not necessarily going off on emotions, and I don't see that as like a bad thing. It's just that it's simply the way that your person's mind works. I do get the sense that like part of your person's purpose, or like something Spirit is trying to work on with your person, is I feel like they're gonna do something that helps benefit the world or the community in some way. Because like I said earlier, like I feel like your person is some type of leader, or will be, and it's kind of reminding me of like, it's reminding me of Steve Jobs, because even though it's not something that I'm super familiar with, I do believe that like, I don't know, I do believe like Steve Jobs, his intention was like to make the world better, kind of by using like technology, or like that was something that was in the forefront of his mind while he was like making all the Apple products and stuff. I'm not really for certain if that was the case or not, but I think he was like a humanitarian, like I don't know, like he was like, I feel like we know Steve Jobs as like, the CEO of Apple, but I think I saw somewhere like he was a very like spiritual man and stuff like that. So I feel like for your person, like I feel like your person is also in a similar boat, where like he is like, well, I don't want to say he, but your person is very like analytical, and I feel like they have an amazing mind. I don't know why, but I also getting the message too, like your person might have a very high IQ, but it's like the wiring of their brain is very different. It's not like everyone else's. So the way that they go about relationships is not going to be like everyone else. I also feel too that your person might be very like into like self-help. He's, I don't know why I keep saying he, but it's making me think of like a lot of these like who can I think of, but like I watch like a lot of self-help type of videos on like YouTube, and I've seen like I think like what's currently coming to my mind is like Ali Abdul, I think is his name, and I know there's a few other ones where they talk about like productivity and like basically changing your life. And I get the sense like from your person that they believe that everyone can be productive and that everyone can change their life. And if you know, if they don't do it, it's not because of like their life circumstances. Like I feel like your person is like the type to give that speech where like, you know, the only thing getting in the way of what you the only thing that's getting in the way of you and what you want is yourself. And in order to get what it is that you want out of life, you have to overcome yourself type of energy. But yeah, I feel like with that energy though, like your person might not have as much compassion and like grace for other people like maybe he should. Or I don't know why I keep calling him a she. I mean he. But yeah, I think that's all I'm seeing for you, pile number 2. I really hope this message resonated with you or you were able to take something from it. I appreciate you so much for watching, especially if you made it to the end of your reading. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to pile number 3. Like I said in the intro, I'm currently not taking personal readings at this time, so if you'd like to support me, my work, or my channel, you can do so by simply liking this video and also sharing it with anyone you think may benefit from it. I'm also open to receiving any feedback or like suggestions for future readings, so let me know in the comments like what topics you want me to do or like what questions you want me to answer in future readings. I'd also appreciate it if you subscribe for when I do, like if I do choose a topic that you comment or leave in my comments. And yeah, you want to subscribe so you don't miss anything, because I do plan on uploading 3 videos a week. But yeah, I look forward to seeing you in a future reading, and until then, I'll see you later. Hello, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. I have here all of your oracle cards already pulled. I think I'm going to set these to the side because I first want to shuffle some tarot cards for you guys on camera. I'm just going to like, I don't know how many I'm going to pull, but I'm just going to let some cards come through. And I'm not going to say anything until I get all the cards out. So you have the Moon. Ooh. The Tower. Can't read Roman numerals. I'm gonna have to like memorize Roman numerals because I can never remember. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of sticks. Or 7 of swords, I think. Yeah, 7 of swords. And Ace of Swords. I'm gonna pull 2 more and then I'm gonna get into your message. And 2 more cards. You have 2 more cards for me. So then you have Queen of Cups and Queen of Rods, Queen of Sticks. Okay, I've been seeing a similar theme between all the piles, and honestly, every single pile, like the person you're asking about, like there was this theme of they're honestly going through it. And I feel like with this pile especially, I feel like your person is most likely going through, I specifically heard like a spiritual awakening, but it doesn't necessarily have to be that, especially if they're not necessarily spiritual. But it does feel like something about their life is currently in an upheaval. um I feel that your person is currently like in this phase in their life where they are kind of having to rebuild something. I feel like they have been put through so many tests at this time, and I feel like these tests are meant to help your person kind of like level up into their true potential. I feel like you guys are being represented by the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Rods. And with that, I feel I'm getting the message that for your person, I feel like at this time they may need your empathy and compassion, and not so much like, I don't know, like it's giving me like the energy of like, you know, sometimes like the best thing you can do for your partner is just be there for them and be supportive. And I don't know, like it's kind of reminding me of like, I don't know, like maybe for some of you, like right now your partner isn't able to be like, I don't know, I'm getting the message of not being able to be like physical with you because right now they need like emotional support from you guys, if depending on like how, like at what stage you guys are in your connection. For some of you, I feel like this connection is most likely like, I don't know, it's I feel I'm getting the energy that's it's pretty serious, because I feel like what your person needs, what spirit is kind of like showing me, is that your person needs support. Because I feel like again they're kind of going through it a little, well not even a little bit, I feel like they are really really going through it. And one thing I feel like spirit is kind of like commending your person on is, I feel like your person is doing really well when it comes to taking on the challenges that are being brought up in their life. Like they're taking them like head on. They're not trying to like cheat their way through this. They're not trying to bypass this experience. They are actually like allowing themselves to, I'm hearing they're actually allowing themselves to surrender to it and allowing it to transform them. I'm also hearing too that at this time, what your person also needs from you is um your intuition. If you're someone that identifies as a feminine, being like called to like the symbol of the Ankh. I don't know if you've ever seen it. If you haven't, you probably want to look it up. It's something that I always wear. I always wear my Ankh necklace, and it kind of, I think the reason why I'm seeing that image is because it's making me think of how like the circle at the top of the Ankh, it represents the feminine, and she's basically the head. Because you know the feminine energy is most in tune with their intuition, and so they are meant to use their intuition to basically be like the head of household, even though in like our patriarchal society we're basically conditioned to believe like the masculine is meant to be like the head of household. But with the feminine energy being head of household, is because she, well, they are like able to follow their intuition and allow it to guide them. And with like, and at the like the parts of the that like spread out like to the right and left, they are represented, they represent the children, and then the bottom of the ankh represents the masculine energy. And that it doesn't mean like the masculine is at the bottom, but like the masculine, he's more so like he's supposed to be like the pillar, or like the support for the feminine energy. And what I'm seeing right now is that right now your pillar, especially if you are in a serious commitment with this person, I feel like your pillar needs you, needs your intuition, needs um your your empathy and compassion, and basically like your grace. Because like I'm hearing, like with this tower here, it's basically showing us that right now your pillar, your masculine, or your person that you're questioning about, their foundation is being rocked. So like, because I'm kind of like seeing like a nagging kind of like girlfriend, or like quite like a, like just someone like just always in their partner's ear about like why they're not doing this, why they're not doing that, when they're gonna get to this. And basically I'm kind of seeing that because I feel like at this current point in time, that is not what your person needs. Like, I feel like right now at this moment, your person really needs your like gentleness, your softness, and basically just your support. And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do the work for your person, because I don't even like see, I don't even get the sense that your person is trying to put any type of burden onto you. um but it's like right now at this time, your person just needs you to be there with them, not like for them, like not for you to like solve their issues or fix their problems or stop these tower moments from happening. They just need you to kind of like be there to like, I don't know, just be there beside them and help them stay like steady as they like travel through these storms. Yeah, let's go ahead and start taking a look at your oracle cards. And so you have the healer, and then you have the I can't speak, the desert. With the desert, I like, one of the things I'm seeing is like it literally looks like this is a hand that is popping out from underneath the ground, like looking for any type of support, looking for something or someone to help pull them out. And I feel like currently that's kind of like the energy that your person is in, even though like I said, I don't feel like your person is like, I don't feel like your person has this expectation for you to be the one to reach out and pull them out, because I feel like they don't want to drag you down with them. I feel like, right, because I'm kind of seeing this vision of, this person that has their hand sticking out. They have someone like on the ground, like on top of the ground that they're underneath, and just like shouting at them, well, not shouting, but like in a bad way, but like encouraging them to dig themselves out, encouraging them and telling them that they believe in them and that they can make it out. And I feel like at this time, that's kind of like what your person is needing. I didn't do this with pile number 1, but I did do it with pile number 2, and I actually read from the guidebook with these cards, so I'm gonna do the same for you. Let me see if I can find them. I'm gonna do the healer first. Oh, I just saw it. Yeah, so I'm just gonna read like this middle part, and it says, those who claim the work of the healer as their gift and name it as their dharma, the force of this archetype is within everyone. It is our natural inclination to remember, to return to, and to reclaim that central and eternal life force from which we so easily drift away. In Sanskrit, the word avida means forgetting, and it is said that this is the source of all suffering and disease. The healer's mission then becomes to move through the comfort of forgetting, through the veils of ignorance and denial. To reveal the radiance that already exists, the healer approaches this in multiple ways, from multiple angles, knowing the cycle of healing is not linear. It is a multi-layered and circuitous process, always leading back to its own origin, much like the Ouroboros. Okay, yeah, so I feel like with that, I feel like your person is currently in a cycle of healing. So one thing that I was picking up with the other two piles is I feel like for them there is like this like level of disconnect, and oftentimes like I feel like when our partner feels like disconnected from us, we might have a tendency to take it personally and see it like maybe see them as being like unfaithful or not really interested in us. But like it was like a similar theme between pile number 1 and pile number 2, and I'm seeing it with you guys too. Maybe your person does seem a little bit out of reach. I'm also hearing like dissociated, or disconnected from this connection, and I feel like it's honestly just them, because they're like literally drowning right now. So if it seems like you can't reach them, it's because of what they are currently going through. And again, I'm actually hearing from spirit, like I don't feel like there's anything specifically that you can do, because I feel like this is just simply something that they have to go through. This is something that spirit wants them to go through. And now we have the desert. So I'm going to read from that as well. And it says, the desert leaves us disoriented, desperate for direction, grasping for meaning, longing for solid ground. For endless miles, we are confronted with a lack of clarity and existential dread. We are thirsty, hungry, pleading with life to get back to normal, to become animated by the simple pleasantries of day-to-day life. The desert offers no such comfort, and all must pass through it. If you can embrace the discomfort of the desert, knowing you will someday reach water again, you can tap into the potent energy of the landscape. Its lights are blindingly bright, and its darks terrifyingly deep, which makes for unbridled creativity and clairvoyant visions. Truth reside in the desert that otherwise remain hidden. The crows, the shadows, and the coyotes all call surround you. Let the winds and sands work their deep magic, weary traveler. I feel with that, from reading that, I do feel like your person is going to be okay. They are going to make it out of this situation that they're in. But while I was reading that, I was kind of like, it was brought to my attention, and I honestly don't know why this message got as deep as it did, but it reminds me of how, especially if your person is a masculine, a lot of masculines I feel like end up like struggling, but they don't show it. They don't allow their emotions to be shown. And so and this might be a trigger warning, but I do believe that like between men and like women, I think with men, like the suicide rate is higher than women, because most oftentimes they are the least likely to seek any type of help, or like any therapy and stuff, or like go to a doctor about their problems, because I feel like a lot of the times like men are conditioned into believing that, you know, showing any signs of weakness, or and let me be clear, like I don't feel like showing any type of emotion makes you weak, but this is just like how men are basically programmed, and they end up struggling because of it. And so yeah, I feel like again that I feel like check on your person. Make sure they're not like struggling alone. Make sure they're not drowning alone. I feel like they really do need your support at this time. And I'm not saying like you're a burden, but I feel like, I'm hearing that right now at this time, this time is not to like be more of a burden to your person, is what I'm basically hearing. And I'm not, accusing you of being a burden intentionally. It's just, I just feel like your person really needs your support. If your person is not the type to kind of like be forthcoming with their emotions and their inner thoughts, I feel like you need to make it clear that you will be there for them, and you're open to hearing them, and it's okay for you to be like that listening ear, basically, if they need someone to talk to or vent to, or like make it clear that it's okay for them to express themselves. It's okay for them to go through what they're going through and to not be okay, and make it clear to them that you are willing to help them get the help that they need. Okay, so for your next card, you have Element, Philosophy, Discrimination, and Empathy. And then you have Kabbalah, Tree of Life, Integration, Life Lessons, and Emanation. And I really wish I wasn't using my phone, or my other phone wasn't dead, because I think it is, because I don't know what that word means, emanation. Hold on, I'm gonna look at the definition of that word, because I'm being called to do so. Okay, so I just got back and I looked at the definition, and it's basically like something that comes off of something. So I don't know why Spirit directed me to look up the definition of it, because I'm not really sure how to apply it to this reading. One of the message I'm hearing with these cards is it does feel like I feel like your person is currently going through something that is ancestral. Like, I don't know if like like mental illness or like mental struggles kind of run in the family, but I feel like currently your person is basically like breaking generational curses. Like, what they're currently going through is them basically paying off like karmic debt, is what I'm hearing, like from, you know, their family members. So the reason why they are struggling is because they are currently paying off the karmic debt. And I feel like once, if they can like hold on, I feel like once they come out of this cycle that they're currently in, I feel like they are going to earn something in return. I don't know why, but I'm getting a specific message, especially if, because I do get the sense that like those of you who are asking, like if you are, I don't know, I feel like this is only a message for those of you who are in like a serious commitment with this person, like married or in some type of long-term partnership. I honestly feel like for some of you, like maybe you are in the process of trying to have a baby with this person. Um, and I don't know, like for some of you, like you kind of feel like maybe now isn't the right time, because you might feel like there's a lot of things going on. And I feel the reason why you feel this way, and the reason why there's so much going on, is because I feel like there is a new life that is trying to come through, and it's not going to come through unless something is cleared out first. So it's reminding me of like how, like if you want a new wardrobe or you want new things to come into your life, you first have to do the work, the hard work of reorganizing your closet, throwing away things that no longer serve you, throwing away things that you don't want anymore. In the process of reorganizing and clearing out, it's not fun. Well, I mean, I guess some people do like organizing, but for most people, it's not like an easy task. And sometimes there is like sentimental values to things, even though you don't necessarily use them anymore, but they're just taking up space. And so that's kind of like the energy that I'm seeing, that's kind of happening with your person, where they are clearing out things that no longer serves them, no longer serves their ancestral line. And it's a difficult situation. It's not a fun experience, but I do feel like they will eventually pull through and come out of this. Okay. So the next card you have is adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. And then failure. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. And then you have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. I'm not, one of the first things that came through is when I had the health card in my hand. I don't know why, but I got the message that from your person, that I don't know if they currently went through a health scare or they received some bad news about their health. And because I just like heard like an alarm too, so like I feel like something happened that kind of caused some type of alarm within your person. And I don't know, but I do get the sense that your person is kind of like, you know, it did feel like a setback, it did feel like a disappointment, and it even may have like scared your person a little bit. But I do feel like once they get over like this initial shock, I feel like they are going to be, I don't know, and I feel like maybe this is where you come in, where you might come in with like suggestions on how how they can like get their health back on track, or how can they heal from whatever the situation is. But I'm also hearing too, especially if your person is currently going through like a difficult situation when it comes to their emotional or mental health, it's making me think of how like a lot of the times like people who like I'm thinking of how like motivational speakers and stuff like that, the people who kind of like go through a lot of things, and they're the people who are able to like get through it, and like they're usually the ones who like are like the best teachers in regards to healing and basically being a healer and helping other people to heal. And I'm kind of like getting a similar thing for your person. I'm not saying specifically that they are going to like be like a motivational speaker or like help other people heal, but I feel like I'm kind of like seeing like a 180 like with your person. Like currently they're going through the roughest period of their life, but they're gonna like do a complete 180, and they're going to be grateful. Like by the time they get to the end of this experience, they're gonna be grateful for the things that they went through, because they're gonna realize that they are so much stronger because of the things that they experienced and the things that they went through and the setbacks that they faced. So yeah, I feel like something about like with this person, like with the tower card that you guys had at the beginning, most of the time tower moments only happen when the foundation wasn't sturdy or supportive to begin with. So that's why spirit comes through and knocks the tower down, so that we can then rebuild. And again, like kind of going back to that like closet organization example I got, like when it's time for you to like in the process of having your tower broken down, it can feel unstabilizing and it can be really scary at times, because you're not really sure like exactly where you're going to land. And then also like the process of, you know, having to rebuild after your tower, the tower that you originally like built, even though you know the tower wasn't sturdy to begin with. Like just knowing just knowing you have like this whole journey ahead of you to rebuild this tower, it's like it can be disheartening, but at the end, like once you're able to put the pieces back together and build something that is going to be like more like sturdier, there's an energy of like just being more grateful that you got to have the experiences that you did. Okay, so moving into your person's last set of cards. I know it's getting dark, but I don't know, I didn't want to turn on the lights. But I'm just gonna like read the light and shadow attributes, and it says beggar confronts empowerment at the level of physical survival, awakens the spiritual authority of humility, compassion, and self-esteem. And then it says shadow attribute, dependence on others to the exclusion of effort. And then you have destroyer, light attributes, releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for new life. Shadow attributes, intoxication with destructive power, destroying others' dreams or potential. Teacher, light attribute, ability to communicate knowledge, experience, skill, or wisdom. Shadow attributes, manipulating or abusing students, teaching negative traits and destructive skills. Okay, so one of the things I feel like I first have to give a disclaimer for, I do feel like your person does need your empathy and compassion, but that doesn't mean that you have to destroy yourself in order to help your person through their own destruction. So because with the destroyer card, I did pick up on two things. I don't know why, but when I held that card, I kind of got the like the image of someone like using alcohol as a coping mechanism, and like, you know, getting intoxicated and kind of like blowing up. I feel like if you are involved in like a toxic situation, your safety and well-being should always come first. And again, you can be like empathetic and also, you know, have your own boundaries set up so that you again are not destroyed in the process of your person doing the healing that they need to do. The second thing I heard with the destroyer card is I did say something earlier about, you know, a you know, maybe like what your person is currently going through. It's to prepare for a new descendant to come through, and I got that message again with this card. With the teacher card, I'm hearing like from maybe your person does need to seek some type of help or some type of guidance. I feel like maybe for you, what you can do is maybe do your research on like the type of people, or like, because certain psychologists and stuff, they specialize in different areas. So maybe doing your research and maybe like trying to bring this up to your person in a way where they won't get too upset. Trying to find a way how you can say I care about you and want the best for you, and I found blank, and maybe we can look into this or something like that, is what I'm saying with the teacher. With the beggar card, I'm hearing like, again, kind of, I think I did say this earlier in your message, I don't feel like your person is going to be very forthcoming when it comes to what they're currently going through. I don't know, I feel like your person kind of sees them, like, if they was to like reach out or like express how much they are hurting or something, they kind of like see it as like, I don't know, maybe they're like just wanting attention or something like that, or it's like the energy of them not wanting to be a burden. So I don't know, like, I feel like you kind of like have to show your person that they're not being a burden. Of course, like I said, it's important for you to like have your own boundaries in place so that you're not hurt in the process. But I do feel like what your person needs from you is to just be empathetic and understanding as they go through what they're currently going through. But that's all I'm seeing for you, pile number 3. I really hope this message helped you or it resonated with you in some way. I appreciate you so much for being here with me today. Like I said in the intro, I'm currently not taking personal readings. So if you'd like to support me or my work, you can do so by simply liking this video and sharing it with anyone you think may benefit from this message or any of the messages I shared today. I would also appreciate it if you subscribe, because I do intend on uploading at least 3 videos a week. So yeah, subscribing will be like the best for you so that you don't miss any of that. But yeah, I appreciate you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next reading.